Welcome to my Week 3 battle of the PDL. This week, the Chicago Grookies are taking on RaingingDaGod, coach of the Golden State War Turtles. Currently, we are in first place overall, going 2-0 with a +6 differential, and our opponent is actually in second place, going 2-0 as well with a +5 differential. So this is a very important battle this week. I think I have a pretty good matchup for this battle, though, so let's take a look at the teams and get into it. My opponent's team is Garchomp, Mew, Togekiss, Infernape, Tangrowth, Suicune, Galvantula, Doublade, Avalugg, and Mega Tyranitar. So looking at the teams, Mega Lopunny does a ton of work this week because it is faster than my opponent's entire team by quite a lot. The next closest thing is Infernape and Galvantula both hit 108 base speed. The Infernape is a problem though for my team. It can run moves like Hidden Power Ice, Earthquake. It wants to run like either Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave for Mega Lopunny. There's so many different moves that Infernape wants to run that I feel like I have to scout what it has, but once I figure out what it has, I'll be able to handle it. So first up, we have Mega Lopunny here running a very standard set of Fake Out, Return, Hide, Jump Kick, and Ice Punch. Ice Punch is there for the Garchomp and the Togekiss, and then everything else just destroys the team. High Jump Kick goes and hits Doublade. Even though it's a Ghost type, we have Scrappy, and it hits super effectively since it's a Steel type, so that's really not a good switch in. The best way to handle this is either like a Rocky Helmet Rough Skin Garchomp, or just like a Rocky Helmet Tangrowth. I plan on having this thing come in and out and just do tons of damage. My opponent really struggles with this. It's the best way to deal with it is Choice Scarf users or Priority Infernape. I was worried about a Calm Mind Suicune, so I'm running a Roar Empoleon, which will bypass Substitute, and if it Calm Minds, we'll push it out, don't have to deal with it. We have Toxic. It might be a rest set, but again, we have Roar, not too worried about it. Defog is just in case the Galvantula brings Sticky Webs. I don't want to deal with those because Mega Lopunny doesn't want its speed lowered. And then Scald just for damage. I had Surf originally, but I didn't want to risk getting Ice Beam frozen from Suicune, so I put Scald on there, even though it might risk a burn on the Suicune, which I would rather prefer a Toxic. It's kind of like, you know, what would I rather have? A possible burn or be frozen? And I think just a possible burn is fine. All right, next I have a physically defensive Gliscor with Earthquake, Toxic Protect, and Stealth Rocks. The idea with this is to Toxic Stall. Earthquake hits the Doublade. I do have to watch out in case it has like a Magnet Rise set because then I'm not able to touch it. I did run into one of those in testing and it did catch me off guard quite a bit, but this Gliscor is able to do work. I just have to scout for Hidden Power Ice on Infernape. If it doesn't have that, I wall it pretty well. Fourth, we have Clefable, and I'm really excited for this set. I originally had it as a Moonblast Calm Mind set, but we ultimately decided that Cosmic Power was just better to be able to set up, and because the only way I can get broken through is with a crit. Since I have Magic Guard, I can't be Toxic, I can't be worn down with hazards or anything like that. This thing can put in a bunch of work mid to late game, just gotta give it the opportunity to set up. That Infernape was still really scary, so I brought a Choice Scarf Noivern. This will outspeed my opponent's entire team, running Air Slash, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, and U-Turn. And last we have Dragalge with the Shuka Berry. This is just taking Earthquake, whether it's from the Mega Tyranitar, the Infernape, the Garchomp, the Tangrowth, and to be able to set up Toxic Spikes. They have no Absorber. They do have Avalugg that can Rapid Spin or Togekiss that can Defog, but I put on a lot of pressure on those Pokemon because Avalugg just doesn't like to take special hits, and Togekiss doesn't want to take Sludge Wave, and then Shadow Ball is for the Doublade. I want to give a big shout out to King Dozo and Starry for helping me build and mock this week. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the battle. Alright, here we are with the battle. My opponent brings Infernape, Mew, Tyranitar, Galvantula, Togekiss, and Doublade. Pretty much what I expected. I thought maybe Garchomp instead of the Tyranitar, but that's totally fine. I see no reason to not lead Lopunny here and just immediately Mega and Fake Out. So we're gonna do that. They lead Galvantula probably to set up the Sticky Webs. Not too worried about that because I do have Defog on Empoleon. So I'm gonna immediately Mega turn 1 and Fake Out. This should do a decent chunk. They do have the Protect, so that's good to know. Return does have about a 50% chance to kill here if this is an offensive Galvantula. I don't really want to risk Mega Lopunny like that, but I also can't just like switch in Gliscor on this because of Hidden Power Ice. Dragalge walls this pretty well, and I do a ton with either Draco Meteor or Sludge Wave, and I can also threaten with a Toxic Spike. So I'm gonna go Dragalge here. They go for a Thunder Wave, so that's fine. I'm not worried about this being paralyzed at all. I could go for a Draco here, which would do a decent chunk to the Doublade, actually. But I think it's more important to get a Toxic Spike up here, so I'm going to go for that. This Galvantula is really not a threat to me. The strongest hit it can go for here is Hidden Power Ice. All right, they switch out into Tyranitar. Hopefully we get this Toxic Spike up. We do perfect. I think I'm going to go Clefable here on either a Stone Edge or an Earthquake. Part of me wants to go Gliscor, but this does get Ice Punch / Ice Beam, so I don't really want to risk that, and Clefable can like decently handle this, and we'll be able to kind of see it set. So we're gonna go Clefable here and just see what it goes for here. Goes for the Ice Punch, so very glad that I did not go out into Gliscor here. So I'm going to go for the Cosmic Power now. I do have to be careful because Stone Edge does have a high crit rate, so it could break through my Cosmic Powers. But honestly, Stone Edge doesn't look the best against my team. Does go for the Iron Head. That does do a ton of damage, and now we're not in the best situation here because that does KO me. Okay, this is a really tough situation for me. I think I have to let the Clefable go down here and then go into Mega Lopunny to handle this. I do have to Scout, though, for Protect on this thing. That is like such a scary thing for me right now because of High Jump Kick. I'm gonna go for Soft Boiled just on the off chance that they switch out and let me live, but I guarantee they just take me out here. So now I go Mega Lopunny on this, and I kind of want to just Fake Out first just in case because they already showed Protect on Galvantula, so there's a chance this Tyranitar has it. So I'm gonna Fake Out here. They go Togekiss, so we get a little bit of chip damage. This is Rocky Helmet. Dragalge comes in pretty freely here, so I'm going to go out into that. We eat up Aura Sphere. Does very, very little. And I can go for Sledge Wave here, but I'm going to go Shadow Ball on the Doublade coming in. Tyranitar could also come out, so Draco is also a play, but it's just risky. Overall, Draco seems to do the most damage, and I don't think this Togekiss stays in, so I'm going to click Draco Meteor here. And it actually goes for the Paraflinch. Okay. I'm going to go Empoleon here. I'm Spadef, so I'm not too worried about Aura Sphere from this thing, and I can potentially get a Toxic off on this Togekiss here, which is going to be annoying otherwise with its flinching. So I'm going to go for Toxic here on this. Galvantula comes out. That's fine. It gets poisoned by the Toxic Spike, and I can just go back out into Dragalge here on this. They probably get up their Sticky Webs here. No, they just go for the Hidden Power Ice. My opponent's doing a really good job of breaking apart my team. I'm struggling with this. Lopunny's just not being able to put as much pressure on as I would have liked it to. I go down here to a Hidden Power Ice. I really can't play around it. My team is pretty weak to it, so I'm going to just go for the Draco Meteor here, and we probably go down. Unless for some reason they set up Sticky Webs or switch out here. Alright, I think my only play here is just go Mega Lopunny and click Return. It has a small chance to kill the Togekiss, but it's not great. But I really just don't have a better option at this moment, so we're going to go out into that here. Return knocks this out, so it would do a ton to Togekiss, and the Doublade really doesn't want to switch in. So they just sack the Galvantula here. Togekiss comes directly out, and we just go straight into Empoleon here. I'm going to Roar here just because they switched out last time on my Toxic, and if I can like get some other things poisoned by swapping the team around, just little chip damage, that works out really well. So I'm going to Roar here. Doublade comes out, and we bring out the Mew. Okay. This could go for Taunt, but it could also be a setup set, so Roar is just probably my better option here. I don't want this thing to set up on me. I'm still really worried about that Infernape in the back. Alright, they go for Drain Punch, so we're going to swap them out here. So it's a physical Mew. Infernape comes out, what I've been worried about this entire time. I'm going to go Gliscor here. If they Hidden Power Ice, really good play by my opponent here. Once I'm out, I'm going to Protect to Scout, and then it's just kind of a guessing game. Alright, we go Gliscor. Is a U-turn, so that's not bad. Mew comes out. This definitely probably has an Ice move. I can Protect here just to Scout and get a little bit of damage off from the poison. So they go for Ice Punch. Yeah, that makes sense. Ice Punch doesn't knock me out, and I really don't have the best switch-ins, so I'm just going to click one Earthquake here, and I can Protect the following turn. They might even predict me to go Empoleon here and Drain Punch. Alright, we do a decent chunk with Earthquake, and we are faster, so that's good to know. This is probably a bulkier Mew set here. And the poison damage is doing a decent chunk here. I could go Empoleon here, or I can Protect once just to get a little bit more damage. I think I Protect once just to be safe here. There's no really downside to it. They could get a free switch here, but everything will get poisoned besides the Togekiss and the Doublade, but Doublade doesn't really want to switch in either. Alright, we get the Protect as they Sword Stance. Fun. Very, very fun. So Gliscor, I'm just going to Earthquake here and then let it go down, and then this thing will be pretty much done. I can go Noivern and U-turn, or I can go Lopunny and Fake Out. So yeah, let's just Earthquake here. I really don't have a reason to stay in unless I want to sack Empoleon. Honestly, I'm kind of down for sacking Empoleon more than I am for sacking this Gliscor, so we're going to go Empoleon here. They Ice Punch, so we just get a little bit more poison damage on this thing. I could go back out into Gliscor now on a Drain Punch. I'm going to do that because I don't want this thing getting health back, and if I can like Protect stall it a little bit, this can work out because they gain a little bit of health here. I can Protect once, and then Earthquake should knock them out unless they have like a healing move. Let's see it here though. They Ice Punch. And then last time, how much did my Earthquake do? It did about 28, so we have a roll here. I think we just go for it, though. I have no reason really not to at this point. We get the same exact 28% roll. That's kind of unfortunate, but the Mew will go down to Poison here, so we have like a semi-free switch in here. I don't think Lopunny's the play. I think I'd rather go Noivern just because the Togekiss probably comes out and I can just U-turn out since I'm Choice Scarf. It's better than going Lopunny and allowing it to take damage with the Rocky Helmet. So we're going to go Noivern here. Yep, and Togekiss comes out, exactly what I expected. Now, I want to assume it's like Roost Defog, last 2 moves, possibly. I could Air Slash this thing and just start flinching it if I want to. That's not like a horrible option, but it does allow the Tyranitar to come in pretty freely. I could also U-turn out into Empoleon and then just go for like a Scald against this thing, because nothing that wants to switch in really wants a Scald. So I think that's probably the better play. So they go do Blade here. Mega Lopunny doesn't do enough damage yet, so I kind of need to go Empoleon here. And I'm going to just go for Scald here. If we get a burn, that would be the best possible thing, but I don't need it. Unless they Sword Stance, then I really need the burn to happen. Okay, they just go for Sacred Sword, and we actually do live, but I assume they have Shadow Sneak in the back. I could go Lopunny on it, but that's like super risky. I could also go Noivern. I kind of like Noivern actually, and leave this Empoleon alive to sack it later because Shadow Sneak doesn't do a lot, Sacred Sword doesn't do a lot. We're gonna go Noivern here. I like that play. All right, they go for Shadow Sneak. Does do a bit more than I thought it would, but now we have Flamethrower here. And then if Tyranitar comes out, I can just sack Empoleon. So yeah, we're gonna go for Flamethrower here. We knock out the Doublade. Tyranitar comes out. Yep. All right, I'm gonna just go Empoleon here and sack this. Need to keep the Noivern alive for the Infernape. This is a close battle. All right, we get a little bit of chip damage off. I accidentally clicked Flamethrower instead, and they pursued me, which actually kind of sucks here because I wonder if Pursuit would have killed. Maybe with the crit it would have. Maybe that like worked out better, but I did not mean to click Flamethrower there. That was definitely a misclick. That sucks. But Pursuit, I mean, it probably would have knocked me out if it crit, because it would have done double damage there. But I guess I can try to go Empoleon here, but this probably just gets knocked out with Pursuit. Yeah. Okay. Damn, that's unfortunate. Let's go Mega Lopunny here, but I'm pretty sure I just lose. This is definitely a Scarfed Infernape in the back. I can almost guarantee it. Let's go for the high jump kick here, though. Knock out this Mega Tyranitar. The Togekiss probably comes out here. Could also just go into the Scarf Ape, which I'm almost certain that it is. All right, Infernape comes out here. I just sack Empoleon. I have no reason to like keep it alive because at least I can come back out and fake out. But again, almost certain that this is just a Scarf Ape. And if they are, they're gonna switch out here because fake out would do a ton of damage. But I'm gonna go for it on the off chance they don't, because fake out plus Toxic. Oh. I don't think Sandstorm plus. Oh, if we still had Sandstorm up, but this probably just goes for yep. All right, it was real close. If we had one more turn of Sandstorm, we might have gotten it there. But GG's, very close battle with my opponent there. I really wasn't expecting the Mega Tyranitar to come, and it put just so much more pressure on than I could have expected. Yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys all later. Peace.